Hello and welcome everyone out there in internet land. My name is Nick Burnham, or Nostalgic One, here as always on the internet, and this is the third episode of our Let's Play of... Well, that was a nicely timed music intro there, music cue. This is Ultimate Doom once again, and today we're going to be playing through the third episode, like I said, Inferno. We have made our way from the Deimos moonbase to Hell. And before I actually talk about the level here, I want to talk about some of the options that I've gone through and changed. I haven't really talked about this as much yet, but with GZ Doom in particular, I think because it's probably the most popular source port right now, and it has the most options. Maybe not the most options, but it has a shit ton of options. Like, if you go through these menus, you will have no clue what a lot of this stuff really means until you play with it. And I've only recently begun to play around with it a lot more, because I didn't really like how it looked on the default settings, because on default it kind of rounds all the pixels off. Here, I'll show you here. If we go to, what is it? Texture filter mode? No, what was it? No, I'm changing stuff I don't know. Yeah, it's texture filter mode. If we do texture filter mode, and we go to the default, which I think was like bilinear or something, you can see everything kind of looks a little... It looks cleaner, but it also looks fuzzier to me, you know? Which is how I've played in the past, but honestly, I kind of like the pixelated look better. I don't know if it's my monitor or something, but... in general, I've grown to like the original pixel look a lot more. I think this just looks a lot more natural. And, yes, some things are a little more, I don't know, not unclear, but less well-defined because of the pixelated look, but I don't know, I like it better. Let me know what you guys think. I'll probably stick with the pixelated look for now, but it would be cool to hear your guys' input as well. In addition to that, I actually had a request from Zachmeister, my good friend, who asked if I could turn up the music a little bit, since I was talking a little bit about the music in the first two episodes, but it was a little too soft for you guys to hear. So I've gone ahead and done that. Please let me know if this new level of audio is correct. One of the hardest things for me to get perfect in YouTube videos has always been audio balance. And I've learned, I don't know, I wouldn't say techniques, but I've gotten better at finding the sweet spot for my voice in the music and the sound effects over the years that I've been doing videos. And God knows, I think like the hardest videos to watch and listen to are the ones where my voice is just slightly too soft and everything else is too loud. So I try to aim, right now I try to aim for my voice to be louder than everything else, but I hope you guys can hear the music pretty clearly now. I can hear it better for sure, and I don't think it's gonna... There's the mouse again. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I don't think it's going to change the experience too much, but other than in a positive way. And finally, I did change one more option. Man, all these menus. I just want to show you guys again. It's crazy how many options are in these. Like, look at this. You can change like how individual monsters behave and react to you, and how easy or hard the game is in general, really. But the other option I changed was... Where was it? Oh, I think it was in the HUD. Yeah, I changed... I did change the HUD, didn't I? So I turned the alternative HUD on, which mostly just lets us see the kills and like the number of monsters and the secrets in the map just here on the main screen without having to tab into the map. And it also shows us how much ammo we have left in every gun at the same time, which is nice, just like in the original, but we don't have the bottom portion with Doom Guy's face and everything. And I did make the messages bigger I scaled them up with the higher resolution, because before they were like super small, and you guys might have noticed that. Yes, quick save please. There we go. But yeah, without further ado, I think we can go ahead and talk about this. So yeah, this is Inferno. We're now in hell, basically. Like, this is the gateway into hell. And you can kind of like think about how we maybe landed from the moon base up above, and we kind of landed in this pit, or maybe this pit was created when we dropped down into it. Not really sure what they were thinking of with this, but they did use this weird spine, fleshy, creepy, muscly texture all around here with this like guts texture on the floor, which we'll see a lot more as we go ahead. And this is maybe our first instance of this eye switch, I think. The eye opens when we use it, and that raises us up here into like the main courtyard of hell, I guess, the entryway of hell. And I'm going to show you another one of the kind of technical limitations. If we kind of try and look over this wall here, we can't really see anything. It kind of seems like the world just kind of stops short here. But if we open this door, you can see there's tons of stuff behind it. So, and I'm not really sure why that's the case, actually. And since this is a Cacodemon, it takes a ton of bullets to kill, but we had a ton, so that's okay. We are starting off from the pistol again. And we are in Hurt Me Plenty, but right away they throw a Cacodemon at us, letting us know right away that this episode is going to be a little harder. And I'm even less familiar with this episode than I was with 2, so if this takes like 2 hours or 2.5 hours, I'm sorry. And I almost certainly will die more, but it's also a cooler experience. Episode 2, if you probably noticed, was all about hell kind of encroaching on the real world, and now that we're in episode 3, we're in hell, so hell is everywhere. Hell is everything. We're not really going to see much of the marine base on Mars or Phobos, whatever, anymore. We're just going to continue on through hell as best we can, because there's no turning back, and there hasn't been any turning back for Doom Guy, of course. What else do I want to talk about? This skybox is really pretty, I think. All the harsh reds and blacks and a little bit of browns in there. It's kind of nice, and this red brick texture meshes pretty well with that. This floor texture is really unsettling, even though it repeats pretty quickly. And I also really like this music track, if you guys can hear it. I was just thinking about how the first track of every episode is usually pretty good. I like the first tracks of episode 1 and 2 a lot. Episode 1 is, pretty iconic. Episode 1's opening track is pretty iconic. So now we have a fork here. This level isn't going to be too complicated because it's an opening level. I did go ahead and play through this first level before recording just to test some things. And I thought about playing through the whole episode before I recorded this for you guys, just to have a little bit more experience, but I figured I would probably get a little too burnt out on this episode if I did that, and we actually don't have the shotgun, so that's maybe incentivizing us to go back and pick it up. So we can kill these pinkies a little bit easier. I don't know what most players will do. If you think about level design theory, I did learn in school that most players will take the right path if they're presented with a right and left path. They'll almost always go right unless there's something extremely eye-catching to the left. And in this case, I think they want you to go to the right first almost, because they did put most of the interesting stuff over here. And if you want to see what's to the left, there's that health pack there, but you kind of have to force yourself to go this way. I'd be interested to learn what most people do. The left path does seem to take like the more natural path, the way that the level is laid out. It kind of follows that 90-degree curve here, or 45-degree curve, or is it 90? Whatever it is. It follows this curve more naturally, and then it's like in this big S shape. So let's go out here and grab this shotgun in this not dangerous looking at all pit here. So right away they force us to backtrack, actually, after getting that shotgun. So really this opening area here is only here to make us get this shotgun. And there's only... how many secrets in this map? There's only one. And I think we already missed it by not going across that path. So I might reload once we get to the end of here, so we can see what that secret is. There's only one, and it's actually a relatively short map. Just like all the maps in... all the first maps of each episode are fairly short. I think episode 2's opening map is pretty long, though, because it has so many secrets. For a first map, anyway, it's kind of long. Definitely not in the grander scheme of Doom mods and even the original Doom maps. It's not that long. But now, since we've gone into this final area with the creepy skulls and the altars, we actually can't get back out through this door, so if you missed that secret, you would actually have to restart. And I like how that door actually opens down instead of up, which is kind of just adding to the atmosphere and the creepiness of the whole place. Like, things don't work like they should in hell, basically, and even this ending switch. This actually makes, or this ending portal, which actually makes more sense than the switches. You know, it's a teleporter. It's not just like some random button that, I don't know, turns into an elevator when you're not looking. I don't know what. We've talked a little bit about that before, but I don't know what they were going with that. I don't know what they were going for with that exactly. And this door is kind of laid exactly into the wall. It doesn't really have an outline on the backside here, which is also kind of interesting, because they usually have some kind of a frame, but this is just like directly into the wall. So let's finish this map and then we'll restart it. I love this. I haven't talked about the world maps much because we've kind of just skipped right through these transitional screens, but these maps are usually pretty gorgeous. I like them a lot, and I don't know how much they really do to give you a sense of place in this game. I usually don't pay that much attention to them, and it seems like most modern people, most modern mappers don't go out of their way to replace them. But I think they really could add a lot more sense of story if people are looking to add more atmosphere and continuity to their maps. I think making your own custom, like, animated backgrounds for these could be a really cool idea. So now we're going on to the Slough of Despair, which is such a weird name, but this is a great track too. But let's actually go back. Inferno, hurt me plenty. Let's see if we can get that secret now. This is gonna make the Let's Play a little bit longer, but I wanna... And I'll quick save before it this time to make sure we get it, or we have more chances to get it without doing the whole thing over. Let's quick save here, and then we'll just kind of run past the Caco. Ah, here we are. Okay, that's what I thought it was. So if you run all the way along the path, we get through that fake wall, and then the switch opens up. So it really doesn't help us that much, the secret. But if you do follow the path all the way, it does give you... and then we got smitten by a Cacodemon. I love the death text and all the added flavor text in this game. So let's kill him and make sure we actually finish the level this time. What can I talk about otherwise? Recently I've been playing with a source port called Doom Retro that's done by one guy from Australia. I believe his name is Brad Harding, I think. And I'll definitely put a link to his source port in the description. Right, real quick, I guess what this shortcut really does, what the secret really does, is let us not take damage after that walkway disappears and we grab the shotgun, so then we can safely get back to the main path without taking damage. So I guess that's the purpose of that, which is not like a huge grand reward for a secret by any means, but it does reward a player who thinks like, it's kind of weird that path just stops at a blank wall and we just run through that transparent line def here. Anyway, talking more about Doom Retro, Brad's source port aims to give you some, like, a few modern options while maintaining the the original aesthetic of Doom as much as possible. And he's been working on it for a few years. It seems like he's got his stuff on GitHub. You can talk to him. He's on Twitter as well, and I really like the look of his source port. It's really cool. It's more pixelated like this, but it even has some more atmospheric things with lighting going on. And I feel like I could enable or figure out how to get that stuff working and looking the same in GZ Doom. I'm not entirely sure. But with Doom Retro, that's kind of the entire point, is the aesthetic of that source port, and you can play the original games, and you can play user-made, almost all user-made mods with that source port as well. It'll do WAD files anyway, not PK3s, which is another format of Doom. But you guys don't need to know that unless you're getting into playing mods for this game, which I highly recommend, like I've said before. And I do like at the end that they give us a ton of health, just so they make sure that we're well stocked and prepared for the next level. Anyway, on to the Slough of Despair. It's pretty great. Anyway, yeah, I was actually considering playing Doom Retro, playing in Doom Retro for this video, but there are a few things that you actually can't change yet that I think would make it harder for a Let's Play. In particular, there's no notification in the source part currently for when you get a secret, and it seems like Brad tends to err on the side of sticking as close as he can to the original vision. Oh, I love this staircase at the back too, kind of just giving us an idea of where the Doom guy came from into this level. I don't think enough people do this. They just kind of, and I haven't done it well, I actually have done it a little bit. I've thought about it, but I don't think enough people do this where they give you a path from where you came, even if you can't actually physically go up it. I think it helps a lot with continuity. Anyway, yeah, Brad tries to stick with Doom Retro, tries to stick as close as possible to how the game originally played, I think, while being playable on like modern systems and with modern controls. But he hasn't, and he seems like he's working on it all the time anyway. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate with requests and stuff, but he hasn't added a notification for secrets found yet, which I think would just make doing a Let's Play harder, because that's one of the more interesting things to note when I'm playing. So that's probably the biggest reason why I'm not doing it. There's also a couple like graphic options that I wish I could change around, but they're more they're not as impacting on the Let's Play. But either way, I definitely recommend checking that out if you're interested in looking at other source ports besides GZ Doom. I've only recently started doing that more. I've mainly used GZ Doom, and my original playthrough of Doom was actually in Doomsday, which is more of an OpenGL thing that lets you play with full 3D and mouse look and all that kind of cool modern stuff. But as I've talked about before, I've kind of gravitated more to this older aesthetic and playstyle, while still being like more high res. Because if you try and play like Chocolate Doom is probably the closest that you're gonna get without actually playing in DOS to the original experience, and you can definitely play in DOS if you really want to. It'll just be, I think, a little bit frustrating to modern gamers. That's such a weird secret too. I was actually wondering how you activate it, but you have to actually damage yourself. I'm guessing it's just like a line def trigger that pulls that sector down, or decreases the sector's height, to be more technical about it. But it's like, I think the intention of it was like you have to sacrifice some of your blood at this, whatever this structure is. This, it almost looks like it's a river of blood and lava or something. Like you have to sacrifice a bit of yourself to get this chain gun, which is really cool, I think. And I like how you could see the chain gun just barely peeking out from behind that wall, too. That's a kind of a secret that we haven't seen yet in this game, so that's really cool. What else can I talk about with this level? I definitely remember this level because I always remember these big, like, granite-looking rock pillars. Which definitely make fighting in this area a lot more challenging. Because it's easier to lose track of enemies, and it's harder to move around. And Doom Guy excels, like Doom Guy does his best in wide open areas where he can dodge pretty much anything because he can outrun pretty much anything. As long as you keep moving and are able to turn and shoot at the same time. Which is, you know, continues to be a challenge for me in this game, but I have gotten better at it. You'll see like the best Doom players, the speedrunners, have movement down so well that they hardly ever bump into anything, it seems like. Or at least if they do, it's intentional and beneficial to the run. See how many other secrets are here? 2 more? I'm not exactly sure where they are. So this looks like one though. So yeah, no, it actually wasn't a secret. So it was just a reward for going back there and picking up the blue key, and then we got to do some extra stuff as well. So that was a nice reuse of space to give us that computer map, but not until after we, you know, killed some more dudes. And then over here, we see the return of that blue and red animated texture. We're going to see a lot more of that coming up. It's kind of interesting that it's used on like a water pool when you'd kind of expect it to be used around lava. Oh, I love this hallway here. I don't think I ever actually went down here, but these guys in there, like, I don't know if these are supposed to be jail cells or if they were like corpses before and then they came alive when we entered the space. I don't know. You can make up your own story for that. That's really cool though. I think that Lost Soul took some damage from the Cacodemon, which is nice. Lost Souls are definitely my least favorite enemy in original Doom. In Ultimate Doom, even. Let's see, do these pools like damage or heal us at all? No, and they're kind of spread out too, in weird ways. This almost, I mean, it's like a texture, but it almost looks like it could have come up from a pool. Here's some more back here. Yeah, I'm not really sure what those are for, but weird orange glowy thing. There's just so much abstractness going on, and it's only going to get more abstract. I wouldn't say any level in original Doom is particularly boxy or like hallway laden. Huh, we're actually blocked off from that path now, and I'm kind of regretting doing this, but I guess we'll see. But it only gets like more irregular as we go. We got an energy cell. Is that door open? Okay, so it must get triggered by some line def back there. So that forces us to face that Cacodemon in a close space, and it is a scary encounter too, with the darkened hallway. And did we go all the way back here? Not quite. So I'm going to do as much as possible before we go through the blue key door. The music's pretty creepy here too. It's just got a lot of dissonance. And I think it's got even more dissonance because it's in MIDI, but here's a nice little ambush too, which is like really minimalist. Because we don't have a lot of resources available to us yet. We did pick up an energy cell, but we don't have a plasma gun yet. And maybe there's actually one in this level. I guess we did pick up the chain gun, but our shotgun is going to be our main source of damage for a little while. And this pool is actually an arrow, which is really weird. And you can see the arrow on the ceiling as well, because that's just how sectors work. Here's a soul sphere, so that's secret number 2. But gonna die here. We got a soul sphere, but we had to fight off some specters as well. Which, you know, is it worth it? I don't know. It might be worth it for that extra ammo. So, I'm wondering why they pointed the arrow towards that door, since this is the secret door. Maybe that's why. So maybe if you hit... I don't remember where I saved, but maybe if you hit this other switch, then that secret doesn't open up. I'm guessing that's the case. So we're seeing more and more as we go on through this episode. We're seeing areas that we can't go back to if we do something, which I don't think we saw very much of at all in the first two episodes. A door, and this appears to be the exit. Let's see if we can't find that other secret, huh? And if we do a lot more secret hunting, I'm guessing it's somewhere within these pillars, but I could be wrong. Oh, okay, that's right. And if we actually look at the map, you can see the map is actually in the shape of a hand, so that's why those hallways going off seemingly in random directions are formed that way. So that's really cool. Really cool use of shapes and the level design there. And then they put all these like transitional things in between the different finger sections. Really neat, weird stuff going on. Not sure where that other secret is. I'm guessing it'll give us the plasma gun, though, if we got an energy cell. Otherwise it kind of be... Well, it's not completely weird. I'm not going to spend too much more time looking for it. Would be nice to know, though. I haven't seen any weird like wall textures that would hint at that yet. Maybe the other door or the other switch gives us a different secret. That could be too. Which would also be really cool. But we're not going to replay the whole level just to get that secret. Anyway, let's get out of here. Really cool second level. I think that's really strong. And it was definitely really difficult the first time I played through it, too. Just trying to fight within those pillars, I think, was the hardest part. And those really close quarters ambushes. Here's a more like subtle brooding track here. And this does look more like the marine base with the grating, or like the rusted iron texture, whatever that is, but we can already see skulls in the walls and water on the ceiling somehow. Letting us know that even though it might look a little familiar, it's really anything but. And we've got these skull switch textures all over the place. Man, I'm talking a lot about a lot of details already, and for some reason there's like... Well, I think this might be for co-op, because there's 4 entry doors here. And I think you can play 4-player co-op, so that's probably why they're laid out like this. I'm not sure, though. But that's another cool way to play this game, because I think Doom works pretty well, actually, playing through with co-op. There's usually enough resources and monsters to challenge more than one player. It makes the game a little bit easier, I think, but you can also, I'm pretty sure you can balance your map around co-op play as well if you go through. You can definitely balance it around different difficulty settings, obviously, but it's really easy, at least with modern engines. You just have to designate a monster as showing up only on a certain difficulty or a couple instead of every difficulty. So it seems a little tedious, and I haven't really messed around with it too much because I think I'm just going to release the map I'm working on now with one difficulty setting that, you know, like, there's not going to be too much differentiation between any difficulty setting, but That's definitely part of a more polished map, too. Just going through and doing even more detail work. And man, after I got the layout done with my current map, I thought, man, I've done a ton of work. Hopefully this is going to get finished soon, but I'm realizing more and more, and just like with almost everything in game design, the seemingly last 10% of any project is actually like 90% of the project. This is like the common saying. Man, we've actually had a couple easy secrets so far. We have the rocket launcher, which is really nice. We've seen some more of these like industrial textures, which with I don't even know what this is, like lava floating up. Alright, I'm getting a little bit turned around here too. Which is probably the intention of this level. Okay, here we go. This is kind of back where we were before. I'm just checking all these nooks and crannies, just to be sure we don't miss too much. So that's that side. And if we look at how the map is kind of laid out, we can kind of see that it's got like a central chamber and then like a left and a right path straight from the beginning. And we usually aren't presented with like 3 pathways right off the bat like this. And we can even see like the left and right side differentiating themselves from each other, and this is more of the asymmetry that John Romero talks about. Even though each side has a window, if we look through the window, each area within has a different texture and a different layout. Looks like even a different ceiling height, I think. Yeah, because we can see the ceiling here, but not here, and we can see some items here, but not on the other side. But we can see a wall. Just like little differences like that, and that's part of the level layout too. But it's also part of, I guess, how you want the user to experience the space and how they're going to remember that space. Because we know right off the bat, just looking here, we know that the steel textured window leads one way, and the wood textured window leads a different way. And we have ceiling variation here, ceiling height variation. And this looks a little bit more familiar with the acid pits. I don't believe any of these lion head switches work here. A lot of the time they're just used for decoration, as we've seen a lot, and sometimes that can be like really annoying because and this room is actually rotating, which is really cool. It feels like it's rotating because and actually I don't know if you felt it, but I actually did just get a feeling of like the room moving because this texture is scrolling. That's really cool, and I don't remember actually experiencing that. So it's like if we stop and I don't know if that's what their intention was, but if we stop at a place where we can't see the door, it almost feels like the room is moving. So that's really cool. And I don't think any of the scrolling textures have been that effective at that particular effect so far. And a lot of the marine-based textures that we see now are more dirty and beat up, with like the broken TV screens, or like that bathroom tile texture we saw before. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a really weird texture. I'm just waiting. Keep forgetting how many shotgun blasts the Cacodemon takes with the OG shotgun. Here's number 3. Just give us some health. And then we can see some energy cells and a rocket, so this is probably worth our time to go down. But it is a more treacherous path for sure. Nothing here, nothing here. Soul Sphere, which is not actually a secret, but there is the BFG back here, which is also not a secret, which is weird. But I guess they figured, well, there's a secret here, so if you got all the way here, you're probably going to go down that path too. But we didn't get the power cell or the rocket, so maybe we'll... And I don't actually want to use the BFG on an imp. So the BFG I will talk about probably later, and this is this our first instance of getting the BFG too? At least on Hurt Me Plenty. It probably shows up on harder difficulties in the earlier levels, I'm not sure. Again, we have a kind of a sniper position here. I love the shape of this room too. So we know that's a Baron right away because of his cry. He's like a Pokemon, basically. Fighting these guys, they're just soak up so much damage. You'll see the Hell Knights in Doom 2 are basically, like, they function the same way, except they do less damage and are easier to kill because they have less hit points. So I think they're a better rendition of that kind of monster. Without being a boss, anyway. This texture is not going to damage us. Now we got down to where we were looking through that window, so we know that the chain gun is over here if we remember and use our spatial awareness memory. And I don't really have the best short-term memory when it comes to Doom maps, but I think that was laid out so well that, like, we look up and see that window and it's like, hey, wait a minute, I remember where that wood texture was, and a window that looked just like that, and this green, and the nukage here. And what we didn't see before was the lava on the ceiling, so we're also rewarded with that when we come into this room. But if you didn't remember looking down at that chain gun from before, then you might just be like, well, I'm not going in there, but we're kind of rewarded for thinking more about the level design. And now I think we only have one place left to go. We've gotten 4 secrets out of the way. So now we're going to go up the central path here. And this lowers down another shotgun. We can see these paths up there too, which may or may, which it looks like probably lead to that energy cell and the rocket, because we can see that texture that isn't really used anywhere else, just very faintly up there. So we know we want to get up there, and maybe these stairways will lead us there. This is a really creepy texture too. You can kind of see like skulls ripping through some kind of skin. This is kind of a variation on it too, and that platform dropped down without me doing anything. Again, using the spine texture. And this is a really weird hallway, staircase with the steel, but here's our blue key. We did get some plasma ammo, which is good. And instead, kind of like subverts your expectations there as well. Oh, can we not get up that? Damn, I might have done that wrong. Let me reload here. I don't think we saved too far back. Yeah, we're okay. So we took, which path was it? I think we took the right path, so let's do that again. I think you have to go up it, or else that platform won't lower back down. Okay, here we go. Let's go grab our blue key. And I'm not sure if this blue key is optional or necessary, but we will find out. So it feels like this this switch here is going to lower this down, because every other time we've seen these platforms lower down with this spine texture. At least that's how it feels to me, but instead it raises the platform that you're standing on. It's pretty funny. And this texture here actually damages us, which is weird. But it spits us back out in the main room, so we know we went down an optional path. Let's try going to the left after the right path. Yeah, I knew these guys were up here. I remember that. Okay. I don't think there's too much else to do. Well, there might be. Not really here, though. Looking for 2 more secrets. That's back into the main room. And then here is where we were before. Yeah, okay. So now we can go down the left path. And they've given us a lot of choices, even though the level really requires you to go to a lot of different spaces. And we did end up picking up the energy cell on the rocket, so that's really nice for us too. But we do have to work our way back. Again, using our spatial awareness skills. And I'm kind of failing at that now. I actually ended up at a place completely different from where we were before. Oh yeah, this is the exit. Okay. So nothing too special about that. About this room. This structure is really weird. And again, we see these kind of like blocks floating in space. I don't know what this is. Some like alien couch where they're missing... Oh, okay. Where they're missing the TV. It looks like it definitely looks like a couch or like a throne or something to me. But just standing on it opens up the secret here. So that's nice. And we only have one more secret left to reveal. Come on. I always have to use the mouse for some reason. Okay. There we go. So we know that's the exit. We went through here. Where are we trying to go? Where have I not been on the map? It looks like I haven't been to an area down here. Yeah. Oh, here's an invulnerability sphere. This is probably the secret. Not a secret, actually. It might be back up that left path that we took with the weird fleshy texture. I'm just kind of try and go through the other pieces of the map that we haven't done yet. Maybe that'll lead us to it. Since we have the computer map, we know which areas we've touched and which we haven't. Okay. So we'll go this way. Huh, it definitely seems like there should be a door here, huh? Oh, because it's up there, duh. So yeah, let's go left again and then explore more of this. I'm getting a little bit better about thinking about the space and where I have and haven't been, so that's good. It just dumps us in this wood texture that we saw before. It's pretty funny. Even though this like piece of flesh ground doesn't really have anything to do with the wood texture, I think it just really serves to tell the player where they were in relation to where they started. And there's only so many textures in the game, you know, even though there are a lot. They really have to find creative uses for a lot of them. Oh, we're in the lava again, aren't we? Oops. There we go. Where am I going? There we go. And we can see a blue armor we actually haven't picked up yet, so we know maybe this is a secret over there. So how do we get up there is the question. And it looks like it's almost... Yeah, here we go. Nice. Actually makes a little staircase. Pick this up. And that's not a secret either, huh? Well, and this level's called Pandemonium, which I think is pretty apt, because it feels like pretty chaotic. I know I haven't talked a lot about the titles, but I want to do that more. Well, we got 5, huh? And it looks like the only place we haven't touched on the map is up here, which is in the exit area. Unless I'm just missing something. I'm not really sure. I mean, it could be in this area, but I don't think so. Sometimes they will put... I mean, very rarely I think they will put secrets in the ending area. Ah, there we go. That was sneaky. I was like, it looks like there's another sector here. If we look at this wall. See, it looks like there's definitely something back here. Okay, nice. So that's symmetry working for us, actually, for a change. Because we knew there was a secret here, So then, even though there weren't really any visual indicators other than on the map, there weren't any indicators texture-wise, we were like, well, if we're going for symmetry only in this room, then there has to be something else back here, and lo and behold, there you go. So we had to use a lot of different skills, actually, spatial awareness and visual skills, and our memory to figure out where all the secrets were. But that was pretty rewarding, I think. All the secrets. We're not going for 100% on the items. That'll take forever. And you don't need all the items. Next, the House of Pain. These levels are actually going by kind of quick. We're on 4 already. Maybe I'm just having a really good time, but it seems like we're going through these kind of quick. Maybe that'll change here. And this is definitely more auspicious. Again, we kind of have a 3-way fork, and 3 pathways that look very distinct. One's going up, the other 2 are just horizontal, but there's very different textures on either side. And this way definitely looks more dangerous to me with the bright red and the lava. And then there's a caco and a window, so this area to me is saying, like, stay away, or if you're gonna go a direction, don't go this way. And if you do follow your instincts and go to the right first, I think this is probably the easier path. It almost looks like a brain is what it reminds me of, this texture on the floor. It looks like a human brain texture, just, or like the wall and the floor is just made of brain and guts. And like there are these like sewer gratings almost with this kind of river of intestines. I don't know. They're so like basic and simple looking that they're really, you can interpret them in different ways, which is really interesting. These cacos are in their own like cells by themselves. It's kind of like we're intruding on their space here, but I like that there's kind of a shortcut path in the back. Here's a teleporter. So if you wanted to avoid being in these cacos' line of fire and you were really observant, you could see that there's kind of a path back there. It's kind of hard to tell though. Otherwise you gotta go on this path and probably take some damage if you just try and run on through. So here's a door. Lots of enemies here, but lots of rewards as well. And by a lot, I mean a lot for this small of a space, I think. That's what I mean to say. Here's a little window. Not really sure where that goes, but it could be a secret. Looks like maybe... maybe that's where our teleporter ends up, probably. Which is kind of cool. So again, letting us know where we're going or where we are based on where we've been. And this is actually a secret, huh? So what does this secret do for us? I don't actually know. Seems like it opened up a doorway. Maybe it's just meant to be a window? I'm not really sure what that secret did for us. That's funny. Maybe if we head back here again? Ah, this is definitely a secret. Yeah, I saw another line def on the map. There we go. And it almost feels like cheating when I do that with the map, but it's like that secret was really subtle. It was just like barely indented into the wall with the same textures. Alright, up the kind of ominous looking staircase with another close quarters area, but it's really just a path, a transitionary path into this, which is like, this is really sudden. And this arena was actually pretty difficult for me on my first try as well. Because there's not a lot of cover, and there's only one way out, obviously, and there's no room to maneuver, so you just gotta take pot shots from back there and hope you don't get stuck between a wall and a pinky or something. And the barrels are sort of placed advantageously, but you can't really use them that well. Which is kind of like one of the downfalls of the green barrels in this game, I think. It's usually just faster and more efficient to shoot the enemies instead of using the barrels, but sometimes they do it really well. And the interesting thing about these crushers is that The only way to survive it is by getting that invulnerability, I think. But we will find out in a second here. We've got 3 switches which bring up these platforms. That's right. And I will grab that invulnerability eventually, but I don't think we need it quite yet. This chain gun ammo might help. Yeah. Seems like there should be another path here too, based on the layout of this room, but there's not. At least not yet. And here's another kind of 3-way fork, but doesn't really lead anywhere. Except for in the middle path. Really cool lighting here too. It's kind of a triangle. Lights coming off the, they're not pillars, but these flat parts of the walls. It's kind of sounds redundant. The I don't know what I want to say. Straight parts, because these ones are diagonal. Which I think also is why this room feels weird. It's kind of like a zigzaggy room. And that just combined with the lighting. And the triangles kind of help out with that, because that means that, like, the lines here don't lead to a point where you would expect them to, but they do come to a shorter point here. And this point kind of feels off to me, but you can see what they were going for, I think. There we are. I'm not sure if we didn't raise those platforms with the crushers. I'm not sure if there's a secret down there or if it was just impossible to get out. Yeah, either way. The Kako in a tiny room again, just waiting to sneak attack you. Another reward room here. So, door 1 leads to thing 1. Door 2 leads to, I don't know, glory. Door one is definitely the GOAT in this situation, I think. Right. I do like when they use the barrels as kind of to block it off your path, and you have to think about their position rather than using them offensively. And I know, like, if you asked modern developers if they did that in like modern AAA games, I think most of them would say no. And I think, like, almost universally, excuse me while I kill this Baron. We still don't have the plasma gun, so I feel like we might have missed it, but maybe not. It feels like almost universally people never use barrels like that as an obstacle that you have to bypass instead of an offensive weapon that's just strategically placed in the level. Maybe some instances, and like seeing into this room is just really weird. It's like it feels like we can't even get back there, and maybe we can't, but that's just really creepy with these corpses hanging up in chains in this room of blood, and even blood coming out of the pillars, which makes no sense. We can kind of get a glimpse of the ceiling. It's that weird fleshy ceiling again. Very creepy. Let's see what happens if we hit that invulnerability. We can see now that these pillars actually stopped. Huh. Weird. I'm not sure why they stopped. I think it's because we hit that switch back there. Back here, rather. But I'm not sure. I just got lucky with where that pillar stopped, or maybe that was predetermined. It's probably... I'm guessing it wasn't predetermined, because I don't think you can do that, but I'm not sure. Okay, I missed. That was nice. Here again, the barrels are more obstacles than weapons. Although, if we had weaved through there... See, if we had weaved through the barrels without blowing them up and then ran into that Kako, we would have immediately tried to backpedal and then probably gotten stuck between the barrels, so... Here they are again. This is really a theme in this level, is these sneaky Kako demons. Which is really kind of mean, but I'll allow it for this level, I think. I think there's only so many times you can get away with that until the player starts expecting a Kako demon behind, like, every door and wall section. And I don't think they do it too much after this level, but in this level it's kind of cool. So if you still had your invulnerability, this might be a good room to use it in. I'm sure on Ultraviolence that's a lot more useful. But since we have a blur sphere too, those guys are not going to hit us. We really have a ton of ammo for how much of this WoD that we've played so far. Feels like we haven't lacked for ammo at any point. This episode almost feels easier than the second one, but that might change. We did get a secret here. I don't know if it was a useful secret. How many secrets are there? There's 4. This is called House of Pain. So we might have to do some backtracking again to find that secret here. Here's another Final Baron. We haven't found the exit quite yet, so... Though it feels like this should have been the exit room almost. Or that should have led to the exit room. Could use our rockets, but there's just no need right now. And it's good to conserve those too, I think. So here we get a Soul Sphere. Nothing else really. So maybe if we backtrack we can see what that secret opened up here. This looks new, right? Yeah, definitely. This is really weird. What's this pool do for us? It actually opens the door, so... Again, using the idea of walking into pools or sectors to do something else in the level. That stepping finally into this room opens this door, or closes it, actually, I think. Yeah, very strange. Maybe it's on a timer? Let's see if it's on a timer. The ceiling feels like abnormally low, too. This level just keeps going. Seems like we've covered almost everything so far. I don't think you can get into that western portion with, like, the blood room, but I could be wrong. Guess we'll find out, huh? Love the switches around here. I feel like we have to be kind of quick on our feet with these switches. I'm not sure. So this is one of our first instances of like a real puzzle, it feels like. Let's see what these do. There we go. So there's our yellow key. Here's another secret, maybe? Not quite. We do get a spy on these pinkies, though, which is pretty funny. We're seeing a lot more invulnerability spheres as we go, too. Kind of an empty room. Kind of trying to step into pools to see if they'll do anything else. I see. Like 2 of the switches on each pillar will open doors, and the other 2 will close them. Seems like the you can tell by the sound as well. So it's like this one and this one will open the doors. Here's one. So here's our red key door, actually. This not doing anything? So that one doesn't do anything, which is weird. Here we are. Here's our yellow door. can actually open it from this side, which is nice. Really nice of him, because otherwise we'd be trapped in that room. But these doors are on a timer as well. It's like this one? Yeah. And I should thank that soldier for stopping the door from lowering all the way. Now we gotta go open it again. Here we are. This level just keeps going. It feels like it should have ended already, almost. Yep, this definitely hurts us. Oh my god. Now would be a really nice time to have invulnerability. Yeah, this is unfortunate. I feel like the Baron is fighting the Kako or something? Or he's just really confused. Oh, here's a stairway, which is weird. It's a really... It looks like a stairway, right? Yeah, it's a really thin stairway. So let's kill these guys before we leave. I think we have the ammo to do it. I haven't saved in a little while, feels like. Okay. Definitely with the rocket launcher here. I love that the corpse of the Kako demon is like crossing into our field of view as we do this. Very cool. Alright, this looks like a door we cannot use. Okay. Let's see what's in this hallway too. Backpack, it's really nice. And some ammo, so that's worth our time, I think. We lost a little bit of armor, but that is okay. And they actually put the secret back here, and it feels like this room should be a secret, you know, because we just found it kind of tucked away here. It might lead to like a secret exit or something, because we haven't done everything, have we? Or I guess we have. Huh. It feels like there's more to this than meets the eye, and we only got 2 out of 4 secrets, but let's see what this exit room does, if it has any surprises for us. Oh, it's actually just the end of the level. I think we're gonna keep going just for the sake of time. But I think that was really cool. Now we're going to the Unholy Cathedral. And there hasn't really been a weak map in this set yet, which I don't know if I could say as much about the earlier episodes. I don't know if I could identify one that was particularly bad, but so far I like all of them pretty much in this episode. And they're doing this theme again of giving us multiple paths at the beginning of every level, which maybe is like a mantra that they tried to adhere to when they started work on episode 3. I don't know. This is another track that I remember really, really well. We're on E5. Maybe because this is like a longer level. You can kind of guess this is maybe a longer level with the 4 doors at the beginning. And this structure kind of looks like a switch, almost. I don't know what they were going for. And it's weird to see that, like, metal plate texture for a door. But again, we're in hell, where anything's possible. This is like a maze section. Definitely. This track's really simple, and it doesn't really feel like it's referencing anything in particular, but I don't know. I like it a lot. This is maybe not the easiest path to go on, but it probably holds the most rewards as well. Definitely not the easiest. I'm kind of surprised we haven't died yet. As I say that, we might end up dying. Well, we did die... I think we did die once, actually, earlier on. Oh well. You can hear that... I don't know what that instrument was, but the little kind of higher-pitched sound in the background on the track, if you really listen. Lots of teleporters in this one. I definitely remember this, yeah. This is kind of like a... It feels like it's a ramp up in the difficulty curve here. They're using this red texture to make all these symbols in the walls, which is really cool. it's like, at this point, it's like, no more messing around. You're not allowed in hell. Get out. All of these signs are just saying, like, get out and fuck you. I don't know. We've got all these enemies teleporting in now. Here's a secret. Lots of ammo in the satchel area, and you can already tell this is a hub, but if you look at the map, it's pretty well indicated. And maybe it almost looks like a flower shape in the middle. Maybe these other petals will open up. I believe they do open up, and these are all secrets, but I don't remember. But you can already tell by like the offset of the texture that this wall is going to open up. This portal does not lead anywhere quite yet. I like the symbol though. So yeah, all these central doors are going to open up after we go to each area. So it seems like... Let's go back to this teleporter. They always put us back in the middle, huh? I see. So where do we want to go? I don't remember how I figured this out before, but I'm sure we will. Yeah, there's that little that high-pitched MIDI sound again. It's like a... Sounds like a pixie or something. Where do we go? How does this work? I don't remember. Huh. I'm kind of stumped here. Very strange. Oh, you can kind of see in the wall here. You can see where they etched the letters in. This is really confusing. Just have to be more observant. There's something we're missing here. Or maybe we screwed ourselves, I don't know. I don't think so, though. It'd be really weird if that happened. Have we gone in every corner? So we know we came from that way, because we saw the little green. Ah, okay, so we didn't go in every door. There's one corner that teleports you somewhere else, I think. Maybe two. I don't know. Let's kill these guys with a rocket or two. Oops, there's a splash damage. That guy actually teleported, didn't he? Oh, yeah. He, like, teleported as he died, which is pretty funny. So, yeah, that's a kind of puzzle-ish as well. We can open up back into that area, or we can keep going. Let's keep going here. And a lot of these enemies are turned away from us, too. This seems like it should be a teleporter or something. This door opens weirdly. Oh, this is a harder room, too, I think. I think I remember there being a lot of enemies here. Not too bad so far with the Lost Souls, but could get worse. We always have an escape plan here, too. If we really want, we can always run out of the room, which is nice. Feels like there should be more here, though. And we can see that switch there. And perhaps another secret. If we quickly go up and get it. That one actually lowered the blue key down. Some more ammo. Very strange room. A lone rocket behind the door. Let's check these other switches. No switch here, but there's a teleporter, which is pretty cool. There's a rocket. Oh, that actually opened up other areas in other places too. Okay, so it wasn't just one rocket. That'd be pretty funny. I see. And this gave us the chain gun again. And we're actually full on chain gun ammo. That's okay. So now let's try this teleporter. Which blends in really well, but it actually just sends us back here. So we came from there, we got our blue key. This level has a logic to it that's pretty well discernible, I think. But it also surprises you in a lot of ways, like those like only one of those teleporters actually going to the correct place. And a weird offshoot room. What's this called again? Unholy Cathedral? So it's kind of like, I could see how it's like set up like some kind of demonic, hellish cathedral. You know, just because of the fact that it has this kind of logic to it that the other maps don't have. It's laid out in this more, like, as a whole, it's more symmetric than a lot of the other levels. Or on a larger scale, is what I mean to say. And these, like, rune shapes on the walls are kind of, I don't know, you could think of, like, them as, like, demon forms of stained glass windows, or those pictures that I've mostly only been in Catholic churches because I was Catholic growing up, even though I'm not anymore. But it kind of reminds me of those pictures of Jesus carrying the cross, whatever they're called. Are they just called? I don't remember, but like the different steps of him carrying the cross up to the top of the hill that I can't remember, and dying on it. So that's what these remind me of too. But I'm sure with a lot of these levels, since they're so abstract, you kind of bring your own cultural biases, and you see what, like, you most often see what's most familiar to you, I think, or whatever it reminds you of. So that's cool how these levels can kind of give different people different experiences as well. And here's another weird door that opens up almost like a castle gate. And this seems like more of a less welcoming area of the cathedral, especially since the floor hurts us. I'm gonna try and kill all these enemies first, but first we need to step out a little bit. Okay, we'll skip these pinkies, I think. We actually have full plasma gun ammo too. We've opened up our second pedal here. And maybe like this background music is some weird kind of hellish hymn being sung by some like electronic demons or something. I don't know. Really cool atmosphere, and I think the slow minor key music really sets the pace and the tone for this level, and kind of lets you know what to expect. Because there's really not a lot of, like, the action comes in spurts, as opposed to, like, all the time, like a constant rush. And you're really trying to figure out how the castle works, or the cathedral works, while you're playing through it. And this secret over there on the left kind of looks like a mini, like, flower shape, just like this central area does. But so, oh, okay, that's how we tell. I wasn't being observant enough. You've probably already seen it, but you can see the lighting on each of these teleporter pads, except for this one, are not blinking, and this one is like strobing, moving up and down. So this is the one you have to take to get out of that central room, and that's how you know. So it wasn't being quite observant enough, but we got to it anyway. And even if you weren't observant enough, you'll probably just figure it out by process of elimination or luck. So it might frustrate you for a little bit, but you'll get out of that room eventually. which I think is also kind of good design. Even if a lot of players are going to brute force it, it's better to have that option, I think, than to get players stuck or overly frustrated. So now we have both keys, or 2 keys anyway. And where are we trying to go? There was actually... I don't know if we saw any doors that we need to get through yet. This almost looks like a door as well. It might be, I don't remember. Oh yeah, here we are. Okay, kind of missed that. I think we can change that in the options. You can see right now they're on the map, on the auto map. It uses the same color blue for teleporters as it does for the blue key door, and that's kind of throwing me off. So I'll show you another option here. If we go to set custom colors, then we'll have to scroll through here for a little bit. Background, hue, one-sided walls. You can change colors for all kinds of stuff here. Teleporter to the same map is blue. Okay, and we want that to be what? Let's set that to like purple, so we don't get it mixed up with secrets or anything. And I don't think purple is used for too much else. It's kind of a darker purple. But I like how we have the option to do this in this source port. Let's try like a lighter purple. Maybe this one? Is that different enough? It looks pretty close to secrets. And I haven't spent a lot of time doing this, but you can definitely do this. Where did I go to find that? Display. I forgot how I got there already. Display options. Is that right? Auto map options. I'm sorry. Just having so much fun. Secret sector is fine. Teleporter to the same map. Maybe I want like a brighter color. I'm sorry I'm spending so much time on this, but it's kind of important. Let's try the orange and see if that doesn't end up being like too close to the yellow key door color, but failing at quick saving again. Here we are. Feels nice to look at the main game after looking at the auto map for too long. There's a lot of enemies here too. This is really meant to make you feel overwhelmed. We can't open this door again though, but it's just blocked off by a wall. So we're really making use of all that ammo that we picked up from the previous levels. They're still coming through. So that was a really nice ambush, and it's really like the biggest ambush that we've had in the game so far. And there's still enemies wandering through this teleporter. Pretty crazy. We can hear them. And if you look up here, you can actually see the sound pipe behind which is the teleporter, and that's how... And there's another one over there. So they're actually probably coming in from 2 sides here. We can't see it on the auto map. But if there was a computer map, we could probably do that. But we do get a BFG for our trouble, so I think that's really worth it if you haven't found the BFG already. It's actually not even a secret, huh? Or was it a secret? Either way, we open up the exit here, and we haven't even used the yellow key. I'm not sure where to use it, actually. Can't get through here. I think I know where I want to go. This level is just massive, really. We can hear some more enemies here. Maybe like a secret path. Oh, I don't know how to get up there. I just saw it on the map. Well, I'm unclear on all the secrets here, but this level is freaking huge. I don't know why I just took all that damage. Let's load again. Oh. This is the main one? No. I can still hear more enemies too. Here we are. It's nice that that teleporter goes back to the main room too. And we didn't actually open up the other two petals, so I'm sure that's those involve some of the remaining secrets. But anyway, let's get out of here. Move on, and you guys can find some of those secrets for yourself if you want to. If you haven't yet picked up this game on Steam or GOG or wherever, and you're really looking for something new to play, I just highly cannot recommend this game and mods enough. And this level is crazy, man. Man, especially with this texture everywhere. I'm sorry if it hurts your eyes, and we won't see it too much, but it is kind of everywhere in this level. And this level is just one giant... It's not like a puzzle, but there's so much to do, and it's really segmented. And we'll see this kind of style of mapping a lot more in Episode 4, and especially in Doom 2. With like little segmented sections, and this, they get into more like town structures, especially since Doom 2 takes place on Earth. Yeah. And we'll see a lot more different kinds of structures of maps. Until now, they've been really confined, and besides like the first, besides the boss maps, and this kind of feels like a boss map. Besides the boss maps, though, we haven't really seen this kind of scale or design. And we certainly haven't seen anything like this so far, so this is very strange. Mount Erebus. And I don't particularly like this map, actually. I think it's one of the weaker maps in the set. But it is a totally different kind of style of map that I think really caught on with mappers. Now we kind of have to bring out more of the big guns to deal with some of these larger encounters, but we're still not too overwhelmed, I wouldn't say. There's so much to find here, we're definitely not going to find all the secrets. So many areas to go. You can really spend like an hour in this area, I think. Ah, yes. There's lots of rooms like this. And it just feels like the enemies never stop in this kind of level. They're just around every corner and they can hit you from halfway across the map. I don't remember who designed this map, but it doesn't feel like a Romero map, you know, it feels like a different style and a different level of experience, maybe, or a different way of working. But with such simple tools, you can, if it isn't obvious already, you can really expect different kinds of styles of maps to emerge as we continue. I feel like there's another way out of this room, but I don't remember how to activate it quite yet. Oh, it's the candle, isn't it? Yep, that's where one of the secrets is. Here we are. Yes, you just really have to look for subtler and subtler differences. And if you weren't looking for those candles, you could really be lost as to the designer's intent. I think we're taking damage. Yeah, we are. I'm gonna drop down here though. And now we're kind of inside the big glowing structure. Well, what makes this map like so dangerous compared to the previous ones is it's so open to everything, and they purposely gave the enemies multiple angles of attack in almost every part of the level, which really makes this level feel a lot more modern than the previous maps, I think. Oh, that's our BFG. Well, that's what the BFG looks like, especially when we use it on 1 amp. And these pathways are so thin that we can't really maneuver very well. Kako fighting this Lost Soul here. It's pretty fitting since they're both flying enemies, I think. I'm gonna try really hard not to die. We'll keep quick saving as well. You can see a computer map and a hazmat suit over there, which would be nice to have. I have no idea what that did. I think that was our way out, though. Yeah. So let's just hop over here and grab this. There's probably like really advantageous times to grab that, but I'm just gonna do it so we can see more of the level. We can see the draw distance is not that far. I don't know what I got hit by. Probably a shotgunner or something. That was weird. Definitely haven't seen everything yet. Yeah, here we are. There's more enemies here. Yep. It's absolutely crazy. And then like a horde of Kakos just flies out of that room. It does give us enough room to use the shotgun, though, which we haven't seen a lot of in the game so far. Because until now it's really been dangerous, and it's still kind of dangerous as you can see, but now we finally have the room and the space to feel comfortable using it, just like we did with the Cyber Demon, but now we're just going through a regular level. And we can only really wonder what the boss of this episode is going to be like if this is a regular level. But we'll be there soon. That's that room we cleared out before. And the enemies just come out of the woodwork, seemingly. They're just hidden within every wall. And levels of this style really get to be taxing after too long, I think, and that's why I don't like map sets with a lot of them, but every here or there, you'll definitely come across them, and they can be really cool. And even though I think this is one of the weaker maps in the set, you just really have to admire how much time and forethought making a map like this probably takes. We got some more plasma cells. That was nice. I don't think we took the left path in this room yet. Yeah. Which is good because we needed some more health. Still a shotgunner in here, huh? There we go. I'm trying really hard not to look at that wall, or that blinking texture. I think that switch, yeah, we lowered down this platform, but now this, or we raised that bridge, but now the bridge lowers back down into the lava. So that's not very friendly. We haven't gone over here yet, I don't think, from the looks of it. Even though they do give us a couple hazmat suits, maybe like 3 or 4 even, a lot of the time we do have to risk running through the lava. That's kind of an interesting wall to see through too, it's very thin. And we can't see through it on the other side, that's interesting. I haven't used the chainsaw much in this playthrough, and I don't tend to, but it probably would help in some of these closer encounters. I think we just let the shotgunner kill the Kako Demon here. There we go. He helped out quite a bit, actually. Another, like, tight-knit space that's kind of a maze of switches. I don't know where that teleporter was, but it just shoots us back out. The switch. And there's so many optional areas too, and that aren't even necessarily secrets. Yeah, here's another hazmat. There's another one far off there. We did drop down here, right? We didn't end up in that room, though. I don't know how long it took me to do this the first time I did this. I do remember getting teleported back to this room, though, so that's why this room exists. It's just a place for them to dump you when you come down here. So let's see where we haven't been yet. Looks like we've kind of ignored what... Maybe the inside? I think we have to go back inside the hub. If you can even call it a hub, really, but... I don't know what else to call it. Where are we now? Oh. Just trying to navigate with the map is not the best idea on this map. Or with the auto map, rather. Here's a sphere. I really want that sphere. I think more stuff comes out if you grab it, but... Nope. Certainly felt dangerous. Looks like there's a little door back here, too. Like, I totally remember this level, but I definitely don't remember how to get through it. Okay, there we go. We did it. So, yeah, that style of level you'll see a lot in newer mods. People really like to go all out with that kind of... Just giving the players like an overwhelming amount of choice. And right off the bat in this map, we have like enemies behind us in a not like a secret door, but in a door behind us, which we haven't seen until now. I die here. Okay, well we got 32 health and 6 armor. But they do give you a lot of health here. I like this level a lot, actually, because it's kind of a mix of like the larger style of map, but it also is easier to read and play through. Because it has more like connecting corridors, I guess. Maybe that's the big difference. But we do have these wide open spaces too, which definitely can be fun. I'm not knocking like the wide open spaces at all, but it's mostly just the layout, I think, is the hardest part about like levels like Mount Erebus. Oh, I think I hit... What did I hit? I don't remember what I hit. Whatever. I think we're good. It's another good track that I really remember pretty well. Okay, so we know our red door is here. We just took like a shit ton of damage to figure that out, but... And maybe like damaging floors get overused in these later levels, but we are in the 3rd episode, and the difficulty level has certainly ramped up over the past, 20 levels or so. So I guess I can't fault them too much for using the lava and the hell floors that hurt you too much, but it does get a little... I mean, it makes you like really anxious because you have to constantly dance over different parts of the level. But I think they definitely can be overused, even though it's definitely a cool visual effect to see, like these pools of lava or blood spreading out into the distance. You can make you're not like beholden to like the acid floor or the lava floor to be a damaging floor. I think you can make any floor a damaging floor that you want. It just however much sense that's going to make to the player is really up to you. You can make the entire level a damaging floor, and I'm sure people have done that for like speed maps and similar things, but I like the more careful, deliberate use, like in this level especially, I think. I think mostly like Mount Erebus, Mount Erebus just felt kind of random and slapstick, even though it was obviously designed in a way that was intentional. It wasn't like purely random, but it just felt like areas were puts in random places. We have the blue key, but we don't want to go here, right? Yeah. So where was our blue door? We haven't gone this way yet. There we go. And we even have a choice of blue doors to pick from, so... But, oh, this might be an infinite damaging pit. Okay, no, they give us a way out. That was nice. We do have a back way. Which opens up a barren. And I love this platform that he's on. It's like the entire section of the floor goes up and down. I don't even know how long I've been recording for or playing for, but I guess we could figure that out. Looks like an hour and 17 minutes we've been playing through this map set. It's pretty good. I think we're actually ahead of the time that we were at for the last episode. Maybe because like those maps were not as I'm getting better at the game as we go, but maybe because those maps were less easy to read because they were a little less well planned out, even though they were. I don't think any of them were bad. Again, all right. So we have our blue key and we have our path opened up, but we need our red key, which gives us basically one option to go. And again, like the cacos look really nice in these sectors of red and blood. Makes a lot of sense to put them in there. Especially when they're higher up and they can kind of fly after you and chase you. But if you hear them, which you're most likely going to do if you have your sound on, they actually take our escape route away from us, which is pretty cool. So we have to fall down this pit of horrors that we can't possibly imagine. And they give us 3 hazmat suits here? Or 4, I think I picked one up already, but just to give us enough time to make our way through this blood maze. And I see like a ton of hazmat suits everywhere. I'm sure there are secrets in here somewhere too. Here's a teleporter. This area kind of feels like areas of Dark Souls where you have to run through like poison swamps and you don't really know exactly where to go and you're falling down pits. Especially, it really reminds me of the sewers in Dark Souls 1. I haven't really thought about Dark Souls in that way before, or Doom in like a Dark Souls kind of way before, but that definitely makes sense to me. Feels very similar. I wouldn't know if it was like inspired, but same kind of idea. And our path up is actually on the left side. So now I have to go back into the maze, and we probably will have to do this maybe 1 or 2 more times to kind of figure out what we're supposed to do down here. And it's really not that long, but it feels like it goes on forever because you can't see it very far in front of you. They give us another chance to get the BFG. Can we actually go this way? I think we can. Yes. Oh, I see. We actually had to come back out there, didn't we? I think. I'm not sure if we can reach this key from here. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe if you're like really, really good at... can't remember what it's called, but there's a certain way to run in this game that lets you pick up more speed and distance than normal. It's like running diagonally or something. I don't know how to do it exactly. I don't remember what it's called, so I'm not gonna dwell on it too much, but I do like this level more than the last one. It's kind of... and I like the cathedral level especially, I think. These ideas work more... like, even the spaced out ideas work more in the more confined and deliberate space than in Mount Erebus does. But that's a good example of like something to try or something maybe to stay away from if you're trying not to be too open. You can kind of look at Mount Erebus and see like, oh, okay, this kind of idea maybe didn't work as well for me personally as I would like, so maybe I'll stay away from whatever idea in that map kind of puts me off. And this is still not where we want to go, huh? They give you so many hazmat suits because they know it's going to be confusing to go through this space. Even though the different sections are pretty clearly separated. The individual sections are confusing. Is this where we want to be? Actually not sure. Nope. And they hide all these doors behind these pillars, and you have to damage yourself to get to them, most likely, or have a hazmat suit on. We gotta go all the way... Well, we don't have to go all the way back here, but I'm going to. I don't think we do, anyway. So where haven't we been? Looks like we have to go left again when we get down here. We picked up all the hazmat suits, but we have a lot of health. There's more down here. Okay. So maybe over here. I just picked like all of them up, so this is like our last chance, but... okay. And they don't do this very much at all, where you have to explore a space multiple times until you get it right. So that's a cool idea that they're exploring here, too. Not sure exactly where to go. Now I'm kind of wasting time as well. We got a glimpse at the key, but how to get there is the question. And which teleporter is it? You know, it's just confusing. It's kind of to try to remember where each teleporter goes. This looks useful though. I think it dropped down. Yes, here we are. So we kind of have a pentagram drawn in the ceiling, kind of haphazardly, as well as you can draw something with doom sectors. Which is funny, because normally they would use like a texture for that kind of thing, but it's way too big. I guess they probably could have made a texture that big, but I'm not sure. Maybe they had a limit on that. Here's another secret, and it's a useful one, because it gives us a lot of health and a lot of ammo. And I like that they give us enough to do in the meantime while we're trying to figure out this giant interlacing puzzle. You know, there's other things happening in the level if you look for them while you're trying to figure this out. And I'm sorry this is taking me so long, but I really don't remember. We kind of can see the ending area here. Luckily, my teleporter color of that orangish doesn't really... it doesn't look too much like the yellow door color. Maybe we have to go back here again? Feels like we have to go back here again. Ah, this is different. Okay, nice. Or I thought it was different. Ah, we got it. Okay, so you just gotta be fast enough to grab that. Which we haven't really seen a lot of either, but it's a really hard pickup too, for me, anyway. You really have to pick up just enough speed. And have to be standing just far enough away to grab it. I'm taking more damage, but I'm trying to prove a point there. Okay, so we finally got it. We have some more health here. So I want to go back... this way? Yes. Here we are. But now we don't have the ending platform raised up, so we need to hit that switch. Feels like. There's that other door we saw before. That's really confusing. Feels like we need to get to that teleporter. I'm not sure though. Maybe we have to run from where we teleport? We've got quick saving, so we can try this multiple times, but man, this is tough. I might just no-clip up there, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but only because this is difficult for me. So let's just do no-clip here. We can walk right up here. Oop, I walked outside the level for a second. Oh, this is actually a secret. Okay, I wasn't sure. Turn it back off. I wasn't sure if this was a required area or not, so I felt it was better to be safe than sorry. Oh, okay, this is back where we opened that up. I totally forgot about that area, actually. So I don't remember how to get out of this space at all. It's like... Oh, I thought I had more health. Well, we know we don't have to go over there. I might just cheat our way out of this. Because I think, like, it proves its point anyway. Maybe we have to run across this as well. That's kind of what it feels like. Okay. I'm gonna load again, and then we're gonna come back to this area. Or we're already here, I guess. We're gonna no-clip up here. Oh, this is actually where this wall is, which is kind of interesting. I'm gonna try not to get stuck in the wall. There. And that should have opened up the ending path, I think. We still don't have that much health. I think the downfall of this level, like I was talking about before, was like too many damaging floors. Even though it's kind of used more deliberately than in the last level, it still gets old pretty fast. For me, anyway. We actually didn't hit the switch, did we? There we go. Oh, okay, so you don't actually have to make that jump. We did make it once, though, which just shows you what you can do physics-wise with this game if you try hard enough. Or if you kind of know the little tricks. And I know there are some jumps in, like, the speedrun that are very, very precise, but now we just have to get back to that hallway with the door. We found the secret legitimately. There we go. But the no-clip, I think, did help us figure out how the level works. And we did cheat to get to that one switch, I guess. I don't care too much. Some plasma ammo. Please lower back down. Thank you. Alright, we're almost out of here. It's a long level, man. I think we caught up back to our time. Oh, this isn't where we want to be, is it? I don't think so. Just gonna try and navigate here really quickly. Oh, not gonna happen. Player mutated. Damn. Now I forget which teleporter led us back, led us to the ending door. Well, you know what? We've seen it already. We've seen pretty much everything this level has to offer. And I think you can decide for yourself how well this level works in practice. But for me, it's just really frustrating to go through all of this and still not really have enough health. Okay, we actually found the door while I was like complaining about the level. But I don't know. Yeah. I think because of those floors, like, it's meant to feel really hard, but it just ends up being annoying. So I think the earlier levels in this episode are definitely better because they might be a little less ambitious, but they're just more tightly designed and better designed. I love this hallway leading into the boss room, but this boss is really difficult. You will see. Or he can be anyway. We actually don't have any health. And this level is called Dis, which I think also means hell. Or Satan or something. We actually just got hit by the boss a little bit there. So the boss is the giant spider thing walking back there. And the reason that it's hard, especially in this space, is because it's a wide open space and the boss has a hit scanning weapon, like a Gatling gun. We actually don't get much health here, do we? We get some armor, but... So he can pretty much hit us from anywhere as long as he can see us. And it really doesn't matter how fast we're moving. So we stood in awe of... Or he's the spider demon. Spider mastermind, spider demon, whatever. You can actually... Yeah, see? So I don't really want to reload. Maybe we can find where the health is? If there is any health in this map? I could have swore there was. But maybe all they give you is armor? I feel like we can do this with just the 28 HP if we can do... We can use the BFG. I think we hit him too. But they do... The spider demon kind of ends up like the cyber demon, in that he becomes like a boss that... Or a minion that is used outside of a boss capacity in later levels. Especially in like more gimmicky levels. Damn, man. The hard part about this is they don't give you any health, huh? We have all this BFG and plasma ammo saved up, but we can't... It's really hard to use. And I like the battle cry of the spider demon too when he hears you. But it's really hard to use because of the nature of the like hit scanning boss, which I'm really not a fan of. But I think we can peek around corners enough and use the... Oh, I didn't grab the armor, shit. Probably toast. Yeah. So this is probably my least favorite boss in the entire game, unfortunately. And I think that's that also lends itself, or lends this back half of the episode to being... Like, that's why the back half of this episode is worse. That's another reason. They don't give us any health in this arena is another dumb thing. It might be behind the spider demon where she starts out, or he. It might be a she, I don't remember. It's like... We got those two fighting though, which is nice. Trying really hard not to die. Yeah, I don't think there's any health in this arena, which kind of sucks. Still not dead yet. I'm surprised the Baron didn't die yet. So the BFG really doesn't do as much ammo as you would think. It's pretty slow, and it's a lot better at clearing out like smaller enemies than it is at killing bigger enemies, but we got him. The loathsome spider demon that masterminded the invasion of the moon bases and caused so much death has had its ass kicked for the final time. A hidden doorway opens and you enter. You've proven too tough for hell to contain, and now hell at last plays fair. For you emerge from the door to see the green fields of Earth. Home at last. You wonder what's been happening on Earth while you were battling evil unleashed. It's good that no hell spawn could have come through that door with you, right? You would think so. But this scene is so dumb. So that's where the cursor of like GZ Doom comes from, is that bunny head on a spike. Which is a really weird image. So yeah, so I forgot we actually go back to Hell before Doom 2, or we go back to Earth before Doom 2. And we'll see more of these like townscape levels and a lot larger levels in episode 4. And it's probably going to take a lot longer. Hopefully I won't have to cheat too much more. But at least I got to show you some of the cheat functionality, which is also kind of cool to play with if you just want to explore the levels. You can even turn like all the monsters off, I think, if you just kind of want to walk through the space. But yeah, we go through a portal, we head back from Hell to Earth, and all the demons follow us. Surprise. That ending music is pretty cool too. This music, though. So yeah, that is like the ending of Doom proper, you know, what they planned for. But there is one more episode after this, which is Thy Flesh Consumed. Yeah, this next episode gets pretty crazy. But it's also pretty fun. We'll just probably die more. We actually didn't die that much in that last episode until like the last couple levels, so that's pretty good. Despite like, I feel like the deaths were pretty cheap. You know, it was a really good ramp of difficulty, even though there were deaths that I don't really appreciate that much, with the damaging floors and the hit scanning boss. So it's like damage that's really hard to avoid. They give you enough hazmat suits in that last level, I feel, to avoid most of the floor damage, but you really have to use it conservatively and kind of plan out your moves, which is really hard to do in a space that's that large. And a lot of even though the spaces are segregated, a lot of the important spaces look the same. Like all those teleporter pillars with the doors in the back of them all look the same, so it's really easy to forget which door leads where. Just kind of like the water temple effect of like Ocarina of Time, where you kind of forget where each door leads. We're not doing anything crazy like raising like a water level throughout an entire level, but we are raising platforms in different areas of the level, so you kind of have to really think about it in your head, where each teleporter is going to go and which areas you have access to every time you change something. So yeah, not a fan of like 6, 7, and 8 in this. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not like a fan, but I don't like the levels nearly as much as some of the earlier ones, especially in this episode. I think the first 5 maps in this episode are really strong, as we saw, and I had a lot of fun going through them. But that could have just been the difficulty to, you know, make up your own mind what you think about this. I love this music in the background, and we can kind of see, I don't know what city this is supposed to be, but again, this is abstract. They don't really tell us where we end up, but early on in the next episode, maybe I'll give you a sneak peek here. I believe we start in like... Oh, that's right. We don't start in the town. Maybe that's in Doom 2. Anyway, this level is stupidly hard. And we'll probably have to lower the difficulty for this level. It's really difficult. This music is great, though. Anyway, I'm not going to start playing too much more of it. So... thank you guys so much for watching. This has been episode 3 of The Ultimate Doom, and you guys can find me next time for episode 4. Yeah, leave your comments and likes and thoughts below, and let me know what you think of like the new changes I did with the engine and stuff, or any feedback at all. Really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.